Hi, I'm Sam Sorbo with The Accidental Homeschooler, for all you accidental homeschoolers out there. And this week we're talking about choices because, yeah, home education is definitely a choice. It's a choice that you make on purpose, right? So many of our choices are not choices that we make on purpose. In fact, we don't even realize that they are a choice. That was my position when I first started to send my child to public school. I knew that I could choose the public school, so we moved to where I'd done the research and I found a place that had good public schools. I use air quotes for good public schools. But whether or not to send my child to school didn't really occur to me as a choice. And so today I thought we'd talk about priorities. I'm doing a whole week about choices, so today we'll talk about priorities and how do we set our priorities. I was very lucky when, my husband was not so lucky, but I was. When he had 3 strokes, I was given a choice when he was in the intensive care unit, and I booked a fantastic job, and so I thought I could do the job, or I could stay with him and sort of just be there for him. And he was not able to do anything. He was in intensive care, lying flat on his back. And I certainly could have gone and done the job, which was out of town. So it was for 3 days. It was it was kind of a big deal. And I decided to ask him if he wanted me not to go. And he said, yeah, I want you not to go. And at that moment, I realized that I faced a binary choice. By binary, I mean option A or option B, and they are mutually exclusive. Now, in this particular case, they were absolutely mutually exclusive. What I then extrapolated was that it was a choice between having my career or having my husband. And so I say that I was blessed with that choice because I realized right then that it was an opportunity for me to set my priorities, which I did, and I'm very glad that I did. And we have a 22+ year marriage, and our book, True Faith, which is embracing adversity to live in God's light, which is about taking on the challenges in faith and embracing them and seeing what discoveries they hold for us, right? Challenges make us grow, make us better people, basically. So the choice that I faced right there it didn't really force me to prioritize, but it certainly gave me that opportunity. It showed me that I needed to prioritize, or I needed to re-prioritize, right? Because up until then, I'd been thinking, okay, I'm gonna have my career and I'm gonna be married, and my husband lives in New Zealand and I'm gonna live in LA, but I'll be going back and forth and we'll just make this work. And I couldn't, like in my head, I couldn't get a good picture of what that was going to look like. But I figured we'll just make it work. We'll just do it. And by being forced with this binary choice made me see that I needed to prioritize. And so that's what I wanted to talk to you about today, is just this idea of prioritizing. What is the most important thing to you? And if it's your children, or if it's your husband and then your children, or if it's your family and then your work, or whatever it is, you prioritize. And having things of equal priority might be too difficult. Maybe you need to make a list of like pros and cons, like which takes precedence, right? It's not always that easy. It's not always that binary of a choice, either or. It's not. But I think if you take a step back and look at the meta picture, the larger picture, maybe you can distill out. I think of it as, have you ever seen those things, those word clouds, where like it'll put the word that's used the most really big, and then words that are used less than that one, like somewhat big, and then smaller words that are used much less in the piece. It's that kind of thing. It's like allowing, if you just take some moments to sit and think and concentrate. And I know maybe we're not really taught to do this in school, right? So this might be really new, to sit and concentrate and think about what is most important to me. Then maybe you can prioritize. And when you set your priorities, then you can figure out how to proceed. So I've prioritized doing this video, right? There are other things that I'd like to do right now, but I set it as a priority because I think it's so important to share this knowledge with parents who don't realize what they're sacrificing when they drop their kids off at school. They just don't know. And they can't know because they drop their kids off at school. So they don't know what they're missing. And I just want to bring that to their attention so that maybe they can make a choice. All right, that's it. Subscribe, please, to these videos. Help me get the word out. I really appreciate your support in these. And if you go to the samsorbo.com page, you can email me there and see some other stuff. You can get my books there and stuff like that. So I really appreciate your support. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.